Welcome back, truth seekers, to Tales of the Divine and Damned. Tonight, we speak of the Skinwalker, a creature feared, hidden, and forbidden, said to stalk deserts and mesas under moonless skies, taking forms not meant to exist.
This one isn't just legend, it's taboo. For the Navajo and other native nations, even saying the word can summon attention. But tonight, we're going deep into the history, sightings, and terror surrounding the Skinwalker.
To understand Skinwalkers, we have to go deeper than folklore, into the living spiritual traditions of the Dene people, commonly known outside their community as the Navajo. The word most often used by Western storytellers, Skinwalker, refers to the Navajo term Yi-Naldushi. Literally, by means of it, it goes on all fours. It denotes not a cryptid, but a witch of immense forbidden power.
But this isn't just a character from ghost stories. To the Dene, it is a being created through the violation of the deepest cultural taboos. Traditional lore states that Yi-Naldushi are not born, they are made. They gain their power through the practice of the witchery way, a path that twists spiritual knowledge into something destructive and ungodly. To become a skinwalker, one must commit an act so horrific, most often killing a close family member, that it serves every thread of community and humanity.
Skinwalkers are considered the antithesis of Navajo values. In Navajo tradition, healers, medicine people, serve to restore balance and harmony. Skinwalkers corrupt that same balance. They are witches who engage in malicious magic, using their abilities to curse, deceive, and terrorize.
Accounts say that they often disguise themselves as animals: coyotes, wolves, foxes, or even bears, choosing whichever form best enables their objective. In some older accounts, they wear animal skins or adorn themselves with skulls or antlers to enhance their malicious power.
Cultural scholars note something important. Witchcraft and spirituality in Navajo belief are not inherently evil. Witchcraft exists alongside healing practices, but skinwalkers represent a perversion of sacred tradition, a path that corrupts spiritual knowledge for harmful ends, starkly contrasting with community's emphasis on harmony with nature.
And remember, many Navajo people won't even speak the word lightly, believing that mentioning skinwalkers invites unwanted attention. For the Dene, the lore isn't a horror story to scare children. It is serious spiritual instructions and warning.
These stories are told with caution, often in ceremony or among trusted elders. For outsiders, what we call a legend is in many cases living tradition, one with real fear and real consequences for those who ignore taboos embedded within it. When Western settlers moved into the Southwest in the 19th and early 20th centuries, these cultural frameworks inevitably clashed. European American press and folklore began to interpret Dene accounts through the lens of monsters, shapeshifters, and creature encounters, not always honoring their original meaning or cultural weight. This transformation in narrative would later contribute to widespread myths, mainly divorced from their cultural roots.
And yet, even those early reports, echoes of the original Navajo concept remains. Tales of wolves that seem too large, too cunning, unkillable by bullets, or nighttime voices that lure people into danger mirrors aspects of the traditional Yi-Naldushi stories passed down for generations.
In the traditional teachings of our people, the teachings about demons and the evil one, and how they are able to operate among us as the five-fingered being. The evil one is the actual person or being that is in charge of all of the other evil beings, and those are the demons. And the evil one actually has his origin as known as the Black Yei, or Yeishin. And his primary goal is to be an obstacle, to be an opposition, or the adversary to the things that are good, that are made good by the holy people and given to us. And he does everything in his power to make sure that he has some way perverted their effort. And the demons are the ones that help him. And they are not physical in any way beings, but they do have influence over so many of the things that are around us in a physical setting. And they can do things that are of the supernatural nature and actually have an effect on us as the five-fingered being. Is what we are told. And the demons actually have about 4 different names that we apply to them as the way that they have power. And the witchcraft is one of them. And Atakash is another one. Ante is another one. There's a 4th one that I don't like to give a name to. And that is more of a physical type of an attack on the human body. If you are weak in a spiritual way, or an emotional way, or in a mental way, when those are combined, they can attack you. And it is that what they can inflict upon you is actually physical illnesses, and that can deteriorate your body to where it's almost nothing. And so those are the type of powers that they actually have. But in modern times, and that the influence and that the evil ones have, they take any type of form. They come in all sizes and shapes, either as physical five-fingered beings or even material type of things to distract us. And that is the main thing, is the adversary is always making the effort to distract us from the things that are right and good. And so it is that we have, in our own traditional teaching, what we have is the skinwalker. Skinwalkers are actually, they are actual beings or people, the five-fingered being that have great knowledge of the dark side. And they are able to do the flat line and to actually be between here and the next world and in spirit form and able to do things to get around and do the evil that they can do. And that is very evil in so many ways. And so those are the ones that we call Yenan Doshi.
Across the Navajo Nation and beyond, people have come forward with chilling experiences that refuse easy explanation. One widely shared account has a family on a reservation describing a large, dark canine figure watching them from the yard. Its deep, haunting yellow eyes fixed on them before it vanished into the night.
Another driver reported pulling over to offer a ride to an elderly woman walking along a desolate road, only to watch her sprint away at impossible speed across open plains, vanishing from sight in seconds.
Some encounters aren't limited to sightings. People have described knocking at windows, scraping on roofs, and the sensation of being watched, often accompanied by a wave of intense dread that washes over them before abruptly disappearing.
Another story shared online has a traveler walking to what sounded like his name, whispering from the woods, though no one else was nearby. After consulting a local elder, he was told that by engaging with this event, he might have drawn its attention and was advised to perform a purification ritual to break its influence.
No modern hotspot is more tightly linked with both Skinwalker lore and ongoing investigation than Skinwalker Ranch, a 512-acre property in northeastern Utah, previously known as Sherman Ranch. Its very name was chosen because of local association with the shape-shifting witches of Navajo legend.
In the mid-1990s, the Sherman family began reporting a cascade of bizarre events, from cattle mutilations and crop circles to UFO sightings and animals that seem impervious to bullets. One unforgettable sighting involved a wolf-like creature so large and unnerved by gunfire that it didn't flee, even after multiple shots.
The ranch became a magnet for researchers. Billionaire Robert Bigelow, later selling it to current owner Brandon Fugel, founded extensive scientific monitoring, insisting that the activities was not random and possibly tied to UAPs, interdimensional phenomena, and entities unseen.
Today, the Secret of Skinwalker Ranch documentary series follows scientists, ex-military, investigators, and engineers as they deploy advanced technology from ground-penetrating radar to thermal imaging, capturing events that defy conventional explanation. Some experience hint at anomalous underground structures, mysterious aerial objects, and repeated unexplained sensor triggers.
The ranch's reputation is such that armed security now surrounds the property and 24/7 surveillance is maintained, according to official sources, making it one of the most scientifically observed paranormal hotspots on the planet.
But Skinwalker Ranch is just one node. Sightings and reports stretch across the Southwest, from the Flagstaff region of Arizona, where upright, animal-like figures have been reported near roadsides, to 9 Mile Canyon in Utah, where hikers describe sudden chills and inexplicable distant cries that don't match known wildlife.
The common threads in these accounts: glowing eyes in the dark, unnatural speed and motion, uncanny mimicry, and a gut-clenching sense of being observed, mirror many aspects of the traditional Yinadushi descriptions from Navajo lore.
These are not isolated stories. They span decades, regions, and multiple witness perspectives, all pointing towards something that sits outside our usual understanding of wildlife or random coincidence.
Whether skinwalkers are corrupted witches, ancient spirits wearing stolen flesh, or something far older than science dares to name, their legend survives for one reason: fear adapts.
It watches, it waits, and when you stop looking, it steps closer. Because speaking their name is an invitation.
Maybe these stories don't fade because they're false. Maybe they endure because something wants them to be remembered.
And maybe some truths stay buried, not for our protection, but for theirs.
So until next time, truth seekers, stay in the light while you can. Trust the silence less than the noise. And remember, when the road goes quiet and something calls your name from the dark, some legends are divine,
And others are
damned enough to follow you home.